welcome to the start of a new vlog. It is Wednesday. It is super rainy and gloomy, which is fine. You know, we had a lot of sunny weather and I kind of prefer the gloomier days. Matches my aesthetic more. I finished The Fog last night and it was good. I gave it a 4 out of 5. The beginning and the end was kind of a slow bookend to the really exciting middle part, but overall I really enjoyed it, and I definitely think I'll pick up another James Herbert read for sure. The copy that I read was a republished one, so it was originally published in the 70s, and then this one was republished in the 90s, and James Herbert had written a kind of foreword about how with the republishing of the book, like he went back and looked through it and I guess it kind of had a bad reputation, kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, how everyone thinks that, you know, if they haven't seen it, that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like super gory and violent and scary, when in reality it's like there's actually not that much blood or violence in the movie. And James Herbert kind of referenced to that in a way as saying that, like, when The Fog came out in the 70s, you know, it kind of developed this kind of like cult following, and people were like, oh, it's like so gruesome and disgusting. But in reality, there's only like maybe 2 really violent, horrible scenes, and the rest is just like totally tame. And he was kind of chuckling about that, and how, you know, he kind of like got shit on a bit for doing that in the 70s. And now, like, as he's republishing it in the 90s, it's like kind of what people like about his books. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I went back to the Joyce Carol Oates short story collection for today because I couldn't figure out which book I wanted to read next. So yeah, I think I've read like the first 4 stories, maybe the first 3, but yeah, that's it. Update. I cut my bangs. Yay! Usually when I cut my bangs or big chunks of my hair off, it's because I'm dealing with anxiety, and that is something that I panic and do. This time though, because I did that in January, I fucked up my bangs when I did it in January, so I've been waiting for them to grow out so I can actually do it properly. And last night I was able to do it, and they look a lot better. So it was done out of happiness, not anxiety. Speaking of anxiety, everyone's saying that today BC might go into lockdown. There's like a bunch of rumors about it. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't know. This video is gonna be hilarious either way, depending on what happens. We're gonna find out at 2 p.m., which is in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So yeah, if that happens, this bitch is going to the library after work and taking home all the books that she can fit in her backpack, because I don't want to do another lockdown. But whatever, it may not happen, so who cares? I also got a pre-order I did a while ago of some really cute Lord of the Rings little props done by a really great artist. I got these through Nerdy Ink, so take a look at those. I am 116 pages into Haunted, the short story collection. I would say right now it's like a 3 out of 5 to a 4 out of 5. I kind of seem to be liking every other story. My favorite one so far is probably The White Cat, which is basically about a guy trying to kill his wife's cat. And the cat, no matter how much he kills the cat, it keeps coming back to life. And then there's a twist at the end that's really fun. I might start a novel tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll just spend the rest of the week finishing these short stories because I'm like just under halfway through. But I kind of also want to start reading a novel. So I don't know. Yeah, that's my update. Cut my bangs. Had therapy today, cried a bunch, it felt really good, got a bunch of Lord of the Rings goodies, and now I gotta go back to work.
We've also seen new cases in younger populations, particularly in the 20 to 39 year age group, and much of it is being driven by our social interactions and then amplified in places like workplaces. These gatherings with different people in different places on different days are fueling the spread of the virus that we're seeing. And these variants of concern are making that much more easy. When you spread the virus to somebody, you bring it home to others. It's not just 1 or 2 people in a family or a household that are getting sick right now. What we are seeing is that the transmissibility is spreading so rapidly. It's everyone in a household or a community or accommodation that is becoming ill.
No lockdown. We're all good.
Investigators were able to derive the first police sketches of the elusive killer, a mustached man, apparently in his
I just realized I'm dancing to the Unabomber documentary. No lockdown.
It's on the ground now, right?
No, it's still up there, but it's being slowed by the magnifying glass.
It's up top?
Yeah.
Shoves the string away and squeezes the cocoon, and you watch as his shoulders broaden out, and he grows and grows almost as high as the hallway is, and there's a gigantic ape in the hallway now.
Oh, damn.
I had 7 hit points.
Oh, yes. Wow. Yeah. You are now, like, face to face with its toes. You are both kind of yin-yanged in the middle of this chamber, and you are almost as tall as the ceiling. Like, you're almost pressed against it.
I had this blacklight poster.
So yesterday I started reading a new book, If I Disappear, by Eliza Jane Brazier, and it's a thriller. I finished it this morning. I just tore through it. It's so good. It's about a true crime podcaster who goes missing, and her #1 fan goes to try and find her and ends up at her ranch living with her parents and trying to solve the mystery of their missing daughter, and also discovering there's a lot of missing girls from that ranch. And it was so good. So good. I loved it. And the ending was like one of those double twists, which I love. So thoroughly enjoyed that. And now I'm reading Pandemonium by Daryl Gregory, which is kind of like a weird horror sci-fi. Basically it's set in the regular world, but the only difference is that a lot of people get possessed by demons for like a few minutes or a few days or a few months. But it's a very common occurrence, and there's like 100 types of demons that are infecting people, but it's just like the social norm now. But the lead character in this book, he got possessed when he was like 5, and then again when he was 14, and now he thinks he's possessed again. I'm only 50 pages in, but I'm really enjoying it so far. This book is totally insane in the best ways possible. Two of my favorite things is that there's a convention held every year called Demonicon, which is for people who are obsessed with the demons that possess people. And they basically just cosplay as their favorite demons and hang out. And the other thing is that there's this like secret underground cult that is trying to stop the demons, and they call themselves the Human League, because if anyone Googles the Human League, the 80s band pops up instead, and their logo looks like the Hilton Hotel logo, so that they're just completely like, no one believes they exist. It's so good. He found it. No.